While the entire world watched the billion-dollar deals between Tesla and LG Energy Solution, almost no one noticed the real movement happening behind the scenes. While the headlines were talking about batteries, Elon Musk was quietly mounting an industrial offensive that could rewrite the rules of the global game. The launch of the Tesla Model 2 in 2026 wasn't just a catalog update, it was a calculated and provocative move. The big surprise wasn't the price or the range, but the fact that this vehicle was developed without a single part coming from China. No chips, no steel, no screws, everything, absolutely everything, was made in North America's backyard. The timing of this launch was also no coincidence. The announcement came as the market was already becoming concerned about the US's extreme dependence on China in the electric vehicle supply chain. Elon Musk not only understood this vulnerability, he decided to attack it directly. By presenting a car with 100% American production, he sent a direct message to Beijing: "We can live without you." And more than a message, it's a business model ready for scale. The Model 2 emerges as a kind of modern declaration of independence, dressed up as a compact and affordable car. Of course, the project didn't happen overnight. Musk has been reorganizing his production network for years and seeking local alternatives for essential components like chips and metals. The partnership with LG was just one visible piece of the puzzle. The real game was quietly developing a production chain shielded from external influences. And this isn't just about nationalism, it's about ensuring continuity amid an increasingly tense trade war. The Model 2, therefore, emerges as the first electric car designed from the ground up to be geopolitically relevant. Technological independence, in this case, isn't just a competitive advantage, it's a game changer. Imagine the impact of this in a world where almost everything involving electric vehicles, from magnets to electronics, has a Chinese seal. Tesla, by cutting all these ties, shows that another route is possible. And, more than that, it shows that this route can even be cheaper and more efficient, which shatters a long-held belief that relying on China was the only viable way to keep costs low. The detail few have noticed is that this move also serves to protect Tesla itself against potential sanctions, blockades, or customs tariffs that might arise as international tensions escalate. Rather than wait to be hit, Musk chose to anticipate them. The result? A car that doesn't depend on any foreign policy to circulate, be produced, or scale. It's as if Tesla has shielded its future from external instability, and that, in today's world, is a rare luxury. The Model 2 also directly challenges the argument that manufacturing in the US is too expensive. It proves that, with a well-thought-out structure and investment in cutting-edge technology, it's possible to produce locally and still offer a competitively priced car. What was once considered a utopia, an affordable, American-made car 100% independent of China, is now on the production line. And what's more, it's ready to be purchased by any average American, without fear of financing a foreign rival. This shift in industrial logic has profound implications. If successful, it will pressure other automakers to rethink their production chains. No one wants to be seen as dependent on China when their direct competitor is offering a better, cheaper, and more sovereign product. Tesla hasn't just launched a car, but a new consumer narrative. And this narrative has appeal, especially in a global scenario where confidence in Asian imports is beginning to crumble. The Chinese industry's reaction was not long in coming. The announcement of the 100% American-made Model 2 was enough to set off alarm bells in Beijing. This wasn't just another car on the market, it was a frontal attack on the very structure China had spent decades building. For a long time, the country dominated not only electric vehicle production, but also the behind-the-scenes aspects of this industry. From lithium extraction to rare earth refining, China has woven a web of global dependence. And now, for the first time, that web is being torn apart before the world's eyes. With control of 95% of battery production capacity and more than half of the world's refining of essential minerals. China has built a kind of invisible empire. Brands like BYD and NIO have become symbols of this supremacy, fueled by generous state subsidies and cheap labor. But what seemed unbeatable has begun to show cracks. The Tesla Model 2, with its aggressive pricing and complete independence from China, poses a real, concrete threat, and especially dangerous because it was born within the market. China most fears losing. The United States. This fear is not exaggerated. The American market is still one of the most profitable in the world, and losing share there is like bleeding into thin air. The Chinese business model has always been based on volume and expansion, dominating foreign markets with tight margins, but on a massive scale. With the Model 2's advancement, this logic is beginning to crumble. Estimates show that China could lose up to 37% of its global EV market by 2028. This is an alarming number, and it's not an alarmist prediction, but a projection based on production pace, adoption of the American model, and changing consumer perceptions. Perception, in fact, may be the biggest problem. For a long time, Chinese vehicles were synonymous with low prices and efficiency. Now, with the Model 2 costing less than $25,000 and offering more technology, more range, and deeper integration with the Tesla ecosystem, that advantage is disappearing. What's left for China when its competitor offers more for less and still carries the 100% American label? It's a question Beijing executives are urgently asking, and it's not just lost sales. The automotive industry in China accounts for 4.6% of the country's GDP. We're talking about more than 14 million direct jobs and a supply chain that generates hundreds of billions annually. Any disruption to this ecosystem sends seismic waves through the national economy. A 37% impact effectively means a loss of $140 billion in revenue, and the risk of millions of workers being laid off in a matter of months. This isn't just an economic blow, it's a political crisis waiting to happen. This is why the Model 2 has been treated as a state problem within China. The government knows it's not just dealing with a market competitor, but with a geopolitical strategy disguised as a popular car. The message is clear: the United States is willing to radically retake control of the production chain. And if Tesla manages to lead the way, other American automakers will surely follow suit, and gradually abandoning Chinese suppliers. China, of course, still has weapons. It can respond with tariffs, blockades, additional incentives, or even trade sanctions. But the more it moves, the more it reveals its weak point: the dependence it has also built. The idea that the world would not survive without Chinese inputs begins to lose traction as companies like Tesla prove otherwise. The tables have turned, and the dragon that once dominated the board now finds itself cornered by unexpected pieces. The difference this time is that it's not about political boycotts or ideological conflicts. It's the consumer who's turning the tide. With a cheaper, more technologically advanced Tesla Model 2, free of Chinese components, people are starting to question why they should still buy EVs imported from Asia. The answer, for many, is already clear, and it could signal the beginning of a decline that, until recently, seemed impossible. If there's one thing that makes the Model 2 a game-changer, it's the brain hidden under the hood: Sinapse Drive technology. This new propulsion system isn't just an efficient electric motor. It represents a paradigm shift. Elon Musk decided to combine a high-performance motor with a neuromorphic chip developed based on Tesla's own Dojo supercomputer. This means the car thinks, analyzes, and adapts its power delivery in real time, as if it had an energy-efficient autopilot making decisions every second to save as much energy as possible. The practical difference is staggering. While best-selling Chinese cars still use conventional LFP batteries and standardized management, the Model 2 intelligently adjusts its operation based on the type of road, the weight being transported, and even the driver's accelerator pedal. This onboard intelligence results in energy savings of up to 45%, placing the model in a whole new league. It's not just about range, it's about efficiency across every inch of the road, something that completely changes the cost of ownership over the years. And speaking of range, the impact is direct on your wallet. With this technology, the Model 2 can travel up to 400 miles while consuming just 20 kilowatts per 100 miles. For comparison, its main Chinese competitors, such as the BYD Seal or Dolphin, consume an average of 25 kilowatts for the same distance. It may not seem like much, but over 5 years, this can represent over $3,000 in savings on energy alone. For a family constantly crunching the numbers to balance the budget, this weighs heavily. This technical advantage also dismantles a narrative that long favored Chinese competitors, the idea that affordability compensated for limitations. Now, the Tesla Model 2 delivers more range, more performance, and less fuel consumption, all at a lower entry price than many Chinese models. It's a complete role reversal. The company, once seen as a premium brand aimed at the tech elite, now offers a product that speaks directly to the average consumer, without sacrificing innovation. The secret behind Sinapse Drive lies in its seamless integration with the car's control software. Unlike traditional systems, which require multiple disconnected chips and sensors, this new smart motor communicates with all the vehicle's modules in a coordinated manner. The inspiration came from Tesla's own advances in artificial intelligence, and the result is a system that updates itself, learns from use, and even predicts driver behavior patterns. It's almost as if the car has become an invisible co-pilot, ready to optimize each trip without the user even realizing it. Another notable feature is the simplicity of maintenance. Smart engines like Sinapse Drive require fewer mechanical interventions, as most of the optimizations are done digitally. This reduces workshop costs, extends component lifespan, and boosts confidence in those who were previously hesitant to abandon combustion engine models. Instead of relying on a mechanic to take a look, the car comes standard with a system that monitors everything in real time and warns of any failure. The comparison with BYD's Blade battery is inevitable. While Chinese technology is praised for its durability and safety, it still operates within conventional parameters. Synapse Drive breaks this barrier by integrating neuromorphic processing, machine learning, and energy optimization into a single system. It's not just an improvement, it's a whole new technological category. This forces rivals to chase an innovation that's already on the road, not in laboratories. This kind of advancement changes the way people perceive the value of a car. It's not just about the engine and battery, but about built-in intelligence. Consumers realize that by choosing the Model 2, they're buying a vehicle that evolves, learns, and helps save money without requiring effort. When technology works in favor of the driver in this way, the car stops being just a means of transportation and becomes a strategic partner in everyday life. The way the Model 2 is being produced is perhaps one of Tesla's boldest moves, and could be the detail that finally breaks China's dominance. Instead of concentrating everything in one superfactory, as Chinese companies often do, Tesla has adopted a decentralized strategy with the global fab concept. This means microfactories spread across strategic countries like Mexico, India, Germany, and, of course, the United States. Each unit handles specific parts of production, which reduces transportation costs and virtually eliminates import duties. It's like assembling a puzzle on a global scale, with each piece manufactured close to the final assembly point. This model breaks with an old industrial logic. Centralization in large industrial hubs with cheap labor. China benefited from this for decades, using its infrastructure and incentives to attract the entire production chain. But the tables have turned. Now, with microfactories operating modularly and locally, Tesla can produce faster at lower costs and with much less exposure to geopolitical risks. If a country enters into conflict, production doesn't stop, it simply shifts. The idea also drastically reduces dependence on ports and ships, a critical point since the pandemic's logistical bottlenecks. Instead of waiting for parts to cross oceans, everything is done practically in the backyard. This means fewer delays, lower international shipping costs, and fewer hassles with customs tariffs. In markets like India and the European Union, where tariffs on cars imported from China reach 30%, this strategy represents a massive price advantage. With decentralized production, the Model 2 can sell for around $22,000 in key markets, even in countries where Chinese EVs currently dominate. While rivals like the NIO T5 can cost as much as $35,000, Tesla can deliver a better, cheaper product that's more aligned with local policies. The company isn't just competing on quality, it's directly attacking its competitors' economic model, cutting into their margins at the heart of their operations. Furthermore, the global fab model allows for rapid scaling. It's estimated that by 2029, these microfactories could produce up to 3 million Model 2 units per year. This would have a direct impact on Chinese exports, reducing them by up to 20% and generating an estimated loss of $15 billion in revenue. China, which for so long was synonymous with scale, is now watching Tesla break production records without using a single part from its territory. Another little discussed benefit is environmental impact. With shorter distances between production and final assembly, there are fewer emissions from transportation and logistics. This allows Tesla to reinforce its image as a sustainable company. And more than just image, it's about meeting the legal requirements of demanding markets like Europe. While many Chinese EVs are taxed for failing to meet certain environmental standards, the Model 2 enters through the front door, meeting targets and receiving incentives. This decentralization also opens the door to regional innovation. Each factory can adapt part of its production to local tastes or needs, such as climate adjustments, design preferences, or specific regulations. This creates a more personalized, more local product feel, without losing Tesla's global standardization. And this detail, though subtle, can make all the difference when it comes to the end consumer's choice. All of this creates a scenario in which the Chinese model, once seen as unbeatable, seems outdated. While companies like BYD continue to operate under a rigid, centralized model, Tesla is advancing with an agile, resilient network capable of adapting to the vagaries of the international landscape. The global fab isn't just a change of address, it's a revolution in how the cars of the future are manufactured. What was once a process full of steps, bureaucracy, and endless trips to dealerships is now about to disappear with the concept of zero-touch ownership. This idea, already being tested with the Tesla Model 2, promises to completely redefine what it means to own a car. It all starts with a simple tap on the app. The person chooses the model, customizes the details, finalizes the order, and follows every step of the way from manufacturing to delivery, all without needing to speak to a salesperson or leave home. It sounds futuristic, but it's already becoming a reality.